This is Raul for Bass Musician Magazine, and we're in New York City. Today, we're visiting our friends at Aguilar Amplification, and we're going to get a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on here in their shop. So make sure you pay close attention because we got lots of good stuff coming your way.
Good morning, I'm Dave Boonshoft from Aguilar Amplification. We're here today welcoming Raul and Valerie from Bass Musician Magazine. Today we're going to take a look at how Aguilar builds their pickups here in New York City. We're going to look at the effects pedal line, and you'll see how we build them and test them. And also building and testing the tone hammer 500 and 350. All these things are subject to the Aguilar manufacturing process, which we call AMP for short, oddly enough. And we look forward to showing you around our New York office and headquarters. This is the assembly line that we build the tone hammer 500s and 350s on. Part of the key to quality control is to make sure you have the right parts in the right places for when you need them. So we practice just-in-time inventory. The parts come in and they immediately go on the line in these bins here. The purpose for this is not to have boxes of parts sitting around in a storeroom where you could have received the wrong part or a part has changed specification. They immediately go on the line, they're checked by inventory control, and they're placed on the line in the order that we need them. These parts here are basically for constructing the input modules and the wiring kits. Over here we have Jason, who's building a tone hammer 500. He has to pay strict adherence to the assembly procedure that's in the handbook, so every amp is built exactly the same. The parts that Jason needs are in front of him in the order that he needs to pull them on. What's unique about how we build in the Aguilar manufacturing process is that every amp is built start to finish by the same builder. So that way we never have half-finished amps. It's almost impossible to build a bad run of amps because mistakes never get buried. After Jason finishes this amp that he's working on, he'll actually run an electrical test on it to make sure it works. Therefore, if there's anything out of specification, we know right away on that particular amp and we can stop the line and correct it. Of course, Jason never has a problem. All of his amps work perfectly. And you can get a close-up of the inside of a tone hammer 500. This is John. He's also building a tone hammer 500. And again, what the amp that John's building, at the end of the procedure, he'll have to sign off on it. Give it a green mark if it's working properly. There's a code that it gets coded with, and then it goes to a burn-in shelf. After it's burned in for several hours, it actually gets play tested. So every product that comes out of here, amplifier or effects pedal, gets play tested as well as electronically tested by scopes and machines. So moving down the line, we can see some of the test equipment that will be in use later to test the amps to see if they work properly. This machine here looks innocuous enough, but this is a table for jogging reams of paper. And what it does, it rattles the hell out of the amplifier and looks for cold solder joints. So anything that's partial, cracked, gets discovered right away. Any legs, for example, on a potentiometer or legs on a tube socket, right away we're going to see it on the oscilloscope. After the amplifier is finished, it goes on this shelf, and then it proceeds over to the burn-in area. Follow me, Raul. We don't have too many amps on the testing shelf because it's Monday morning, so everybody cleared off their amplifiers on Friday. But these amps now are ready for testing, and they'll actually get pulled into this room over here, which is a soundproof room where we turn it up and make sure it works properly, check all the functions, feel, fit, and finish, anything that might possibly not have been discovered via electronic testing. After that, the amplifier goes into the shipping area, which is right over here, and gets prepared for shipment all over the world. Tim, stand up and say hi. Tim is our brand new shipping manager, is doing a great job. And he's a New York Mets fan. Go Mets. And that's how we build tone hammers at Aguilar Amplification here in New York.